Welcome to week 3 of our guitar course. I'm excited to be here. This is our first video and we're going to learn a new chord today. Last week we had learned 3 different chords. We had learned G, C, and then G7. On all 3 of those chords, one of the things that they had in common was that they used one finger on one string and then we strum 3 strings. Today we're going to learn a new chord that uses 3 strings and 3 fingers. It's a different type of chord than we're used to, but it's an important one to learn, so we want to learn it. So it's called the D chord. You can see it on your handouts, and the first finger is going to come on the G string in the 2nd fret. Second finger on the E string in the 2nd fret. Third finger on the B string in the 3rd fret. It's going to take some practice, so you're going to have to practice this one a lot. And the other thing that we have to practice when we practice chords is forming them and putting our fingers on the right strings. That's another important thing about playing chords. So let's try that again. Ready? We're going to take our first finger on the G string, 2nd fret. We're going to take our second finger, E string, 2nd fret, third finger on the B string, 3rd fret. It's okay to look at your fingers while you do this. Eventually, you want to have it memorized so you don't have to do it. Let's try strumming it. Now, with this one, instead of just strumming with 3 strings, we're actually going to strum 4 strings. So starting on the D string, we're going to strum all the way. Ready? Try with me. Let's just strum 4 in a row. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now same thing goes. We don't want nice harp-like strums. We want nice short quick strums so that we get the rhythm in there more than just the notes. Now, because this is a new type of chord, you might get some of the strings sounding kind of dead. And we don't want that, right? So take some time and see that you can get all 4 strings to sound really, really nicely and to ring out loud. One of the tricks to that, make sure that your fingers are bent at the first knuckle. A lot of times I see my students come in and they have straight fingers. What I notice that when they have straight fingers is their wrist is also bent at a really, really weird angle, okay? And we don't want to do that. Part of the reason is that their thumb isn't in the right place. So if you pull your thumb up, kind of wave to the camera, and your wrist straightens out, you can more easily bend at the first fingers. When you do that, it almost always solves the problem. Let's try it again. 4 counts. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? How's your D chord sounding? Are you getting all the notes in there? Hope so. Then let's try the song for the week. It's pretty simple. It's another song. Probably the only other song I know that only has 1 chord. It's The Farmer in the Dell. It's a pretty simple one, and we're gonna play this song 3 times in a row in repeat. Let's try it one time just together, and we'll get used to playing this D chord. The reason we're doing this is so that we learn how it feels. Okay, your fingers might hurt a little bit after this, but over time you're gonna build up calluses on the pads of your fingers, and it won't hurt anymore. So we're going to play the D chord 1 strum per measure, or 1 strum per beat for 4 measures. Here we go. Try it with me, just on our own, and then we'll get the track in there. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 3, 2, 3, 4. Measure 4. Stop. Okay, are you getting those nice tones on all the strings? Are your fingers bent? Is your wrist straight? Is your thumb in the right place? Okay, so if you have all those things, let's go on and let's try it with the track. Now, we're going to do exactly what we just did. It's a little faster, but we're going to do it 3 times in a row. So we're going to play 12 measures of it all together. So you see the repeat sign at the end. We're going to go back, do it once, go back, and do it again. You'll hear the melody as we do this. I brought in my band again today, and we're going to play along with it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. That's it. All right, good. Let's try that one more time. You can rest your hand for a second there, and I'll just talk a couple more things to remember when we're doing this. Get that nice curved fingers at the first knuckle of each finger, a straight wrist, and that your thumb is coming up. Typically, when we're playing guitar and we're going to play on our higher strings, our thumb comes up higher. When we're playing on the lower strings, like the low E, our thumb comes down. And you know what? Your wrist does bend a little bit, but not a ton. We still don't want a really awkward wrist. Also, when we bend our wrist like that, our elbow comes forward. And so not just in, but forward. And that's not a very helpful thing either. So we want a nice straight wrist. Let's play the D chord. Get ready for it. Nice curved fingers at the knuckle, thumb up in the right place, elbow in, palm up. It's a lot to remember. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. All right, that does it for our first video. So practice that again on your own, and then I'll see you in video 2. Take care. Bye-bye.